Hi there, guys. My name is Brandon Pallas. I am a comic book artist and illustrator, and welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video. It was going to be a live stream. I meant it to be a live stream, but apparently you have to wait 24 hours to do a live stream after getting your channel verified or whatever they call it. So I'm just going to record a video and upload it, and we'll go from there. I don't really know anything about doing YouTube, but I'm going to learn. So today I'm going to be drawing a character that I have played in D&D a little bit, and that I kind of have an idea maybe I want to put in a comic book or something. So here I have, you can see I've already started some work here. Now this is not the picture I'm going to be drawing. This is just some doodling of the character that I did earlier. Her name is Velira Splinth. She is an adventurer and a former burglar, but she's going straight, ostensibly. So this is pretty generic. This is just kind of a basic pose. I didn't really put any thought into it, and I decided for this video I wanted to do something a little more interesting, something that maybe shows her personality a little bit more, something like that. So I'm just gonna, I left this up here to show you guys, but now we're gonna do something fresh. So I will pull up. Here is a full illustration I did a while back. Pretty simple, and that's how I work. My style is often pretty simple. Maybe you don't consider this simple. I don't know. But anyway, there's the basic design. I kind of threw it together without a whole lot of thought, so we might change it, we might not. There's a lot I like about it. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this to a sketch layer. This I'm going to size up a little. Whoops. And just kind of keep that out of the way for reference. And I'm going to start figuring out a composition. So I thought about this a little earlier, and I think I want to do like a have her just kicking it, like maybe she did a job, she got some loot, and she's gonna spend it drinking and gambling, or whatever it is that she does. So let's see. I'm going to start. I'll mark off a bit of a space here. Before I start drawing, because I'm a little nervous. This is my first video. I'm just going to do some warm-up hand exercises. This is something I do a lot to start the day. I don't do it as much as I used to, but when I sit down to draw, I like to get my hand going a little bit, get comfortable. So I'm moving out of the camera. Let's see. Okay, that's not too bad. All right. So to start with, I'm just going to do some zigzaggy lines. Vary the kind of amplitude, vary the direction. These are lines that this whole series of warm-ups that I like to do here is not just to get your hand going, but it's like these are the kind of lines I use when I draw. If I'm drawing grass or something, it's going to be a bunch of this kind of stuff. It's all of these same kind of lines, just these like little S curves, C curves, kind of go in different directions, varying up that direction in a way that's that's pleasant to look at. You know, it doesn't look repetitive. It has variety. Um, so yeah, there's the zigzags. Do a bunch of those. Sometimes I come back and I do them the other way. You don't always, you know, it's not like handwriting. You know, you kind of got to go to different directions in drawing. As you can see, I'm actually not that good with this direction. I'm much better going left to right. Um, so let's see, what else do we got? There's these. Uh-oh, my cat's at the door. Let me let her in real quick. Hey there. All right, so these are kind of my like bubble or smoke lines. Um, you know, if you're going to draw a bunch of like cartoony smoke on the ground or something, this is the kind of lines you'd use. I'll try to come back the other way. Oh man, I really got to practice that. I am not so proficient. And I've always found that whenever anyone's watching me draw, it makes me a little anxious, a little. I always kind of try to rush it a little bit. So I'm sure I'm feeling some of that right now, even though this is not actually streaming live. It's I do have that weird kind of feeling of being watched. I know this is for posterity. So okay, let's see. Now these last ones I like to do. This is a shape that I like to use a lot. It's kind of like a. Oh, that was a bad one. Kind of like a squiggly question mark. Um, and this one's just fun. I think of it almost like a shepherd's cane or something. And you can do kind of variations. It's not always like so hooked at the end. Anyway, that's my warm up, and that's garbage. I'm just going to delete that. We don't need that for anything. Oops, my marquee has an aspect ratio. Okay, so I'll delete that. Now I got this little frame that I've sketched in. I'm going to start here. The idea I had was I wanted to have Velira maybe sitting on like a porch or like a step or something, just kind of kicking it with maybe with a bottle or something. So I'm going to start by sketching in kind of some basic like just to get a sense of the perspective, just some basic lines here. This is I'm thinking like a kind of overhead angle, like we're kind of standing above her, like looking at her, like sitting on this step. So I'll start sketching in a step here. Probably have like a bit of framing there, whatever you'd call that. Why am I blanking on that word? You know, a piece of lumber. And let's see, maybe let that extend back. Okay, so we're starting to get like this step. It's got planks, wooden. It's like a wooden plank. Um, you know, kind of rustic. Uh, let's see. Do I want a door right here? Do I want her sitting right in front of the door? Um, yeah, maybe. Let's put a door like on this side of the step, and then over up here we'll have like a. I think maybe this should extend further. And maybe put a little more perspective on it. What do you call that? When the lines recede, um, a little more. Blank on that word too. All right. Anyway, I'm getting a little sloppy here. It always starts out, you know, pretty nice and controlled, and then once you start kind of getting into it, you get sloppy. All right, so here's some perspective. Let's. I think maybe I'll let this be like an open door. We can see some light coming from inside or something. Like this is maybe right outside of a tavern. One moment, gotta let the cat back out. All right, so yeah, so we got this step, we got this door. Let's put like a window here. I don't know. Do I want it to just make it relatively narrow? Let it line up with the edge of that step there. That seems about right. All right, so we've got. That's a little high. I don't know. I don't know how big I should have started with the character. Yeah, this will be fine. So we're gonna have the building is just gonna kind of extend off this way. Maybe have wooden planks. Okay, and then I think I'll move this frame around a little bit. I like to when I'm penciling, I add, and when I'm inking, I add tons of layers. Like I just keep adding layers every few minutes, if that. I'm hitting Control N for a new layer. Let's see. Because that, it gives me more flexibility. I'll merge those down later. Like when I get to inks, I'll merge all the pencils down. But right now, it just helps to have all the stuff, just to have a bunch of different layers. And I don't necessarily say like, oh, okay, I'm going to put all of this thing on this layer and all of that thing on another layer. I just keep throwing down layers as I work, and like I can sort it out later when I need to figure out what a layer is. I'll just pick my layer selector tool and just find the layer there. Okay, so we got a basic kind of I guess. Is that this works, but it's really too large a scale. The figure will be very small here, and I want the figure bigger in the final design. So I'm going to actually bring this. Let's see. Bring this frame in a little tighter, and let's give that a color so we can see it more easily. Okay. Yeah, maybe something like that works. Also, I can widen it out a little. It doesn't need to be this little narrow image, and I'll probably keep playing with that as I develop the image. In fact, I think now I might want it more down over here. Maybe we won't see the door in it. Well, anyway, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and blue line those to kind of knock them back visually, so it doesn't confuse me so much, and just start doing the character. So I was thinking of having her hunched forward, kind of like with her elbows on her knees. But now I'm thinking maybe she's kind of leaning back, relaxing. Oops, give me one moment. Okay, and we're back. All right, so did I already say I was thinking of having her kind of kicking back a little more? So let's see. Let's just start kind of knocking in this figure. I feel like maybe she's going to be kind of... Whoops, one moment. Okay, and we're back again. A lot of interruptions right now. Okay, so she's kicking back. She's going to have her legs kind of sticking out like kind of crossed. Let's see. Get to draw some cool boots maybe. Those came out a little off center there. And this is a little bit big. Okay, so let's see. It's a little harder to talk during this part. It's and maybe a little less to talk about. Um, the thus far there's been kind of design decisions being made, storytelling decisions. This right here is just executing. Just doing the figure drawing system. Um, so let's see. Yeah, just have her hands kind of spread out behind her. Um, let's see. Proportions a little weird on that leg, but yeah, we're just getting the very basics here. I wanted to have a bottle, like a nice bottle of wine or something. Um, I'm trying to decide which side I want it on. Um, I feel like this side maybe creates a nicer silhouette. If I do it on this side here, I don't know if you can see that on the screen. If you can see my cursor moving around. If I do it in by her left arm here, I feel like it kind of nestles into this space and it doesn't create as much of an interesting kind of silhouette as this one does. So yeah, we'll do it on this side. Nice bottle of wine. And let's see. Maybe have her head kind of cocked to the side. Is that arm working? Not quite. Yeah, I'm not sure if this hand is quite right, but there's plenty of time for that. This is just the early parts. Okay, let's see. Let me take another look at my reference material, get a good look at her face here. She's got a big nose. She's got kind of stringy hair, a wry smile, kind of crooked teeth. Looks like the vault of her head, the cranial vault, is like a little on the low side. Kind of got a wry eyebrow up there. And I like how the hair kind of comes in front of her one eye. All right, I'm going to move this. Whoops. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move this down so I can see it better. But let's see. I'm going to mask off that crossbow for now so that it doesn't get in my way. And here we go. Let's see. Head looks a little small. I feel like she's a slightly comical character, and I feel like with comical characters, you kind of need the head to be a little bigger, maybe for more of a childlike kind of impression. I don't know. All right. So I don't know. I think she's gonna look a little less awake here than she does. Like she's maybe had a long night of relaxing after some dungeon delving or some. Well, she doesn't steal anymore. Not technically. So I don't know. Alrighty, but in any case, yeah. So she's looking like maybe she's been at this bottle all night. Um, okay, so let's get into the outfit. Looks like she's got this kind of. I gave her this leather armor before with this like these like segmented plates, like kind of overlapping plates. Um, that kind of works, but I'm not sure it's really well thought out. I feel like I don't know. We'll give it another shot here. Kind of keep the same basic idea, um, but maybe try something different. I don't usually do a lot of pre-design when I'm doing characters. I kind of tend to just design them right on the page there, um, and maybe that's something I should do more of, but I don't know. All right, now I'm feeling like I need to move this frame a little bit. Uh, I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Okay, now I'm going to get rid of this. Let's take a quick look at this actually. Bring that back. I kind of like that hat. It's not perfect. I would probably want to like adjust its proportions. Maybe have it sit a little lower. I just kind of threw that on there. I like that. I like that. Um, Kind of like a witch hat, but it doesn't have the point. So that's kind of cool. It seems to fit her personality. Uh, and I didn't really remember what I had given her before. I guess I gave her this little skirt here, kind of. I knew she had the armor. But here I had the cloak, which I like. So I'm going to stick with the cloak. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and blue line all of that. And let's see. I feel like the cloak should kind of be all off on one side. I'm going to have it hanging off on this side and have it just kind of like not spread out dramatically, but just kind of piled up on the ground here. Yeah, that works. All right. I'm not sure. Are these legs right? I feel like maybe the hips are a little narrow. She's not supposed to have like an hourglass figure. She's got kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? She's kind of slim and wiry. She's got maybe a little bit of like a olive oil kind of build. Um, okay, that's not bad. Let's see. All right, throw that belt on. It has a little rapier in a sheath. Um, what else we got? She has some pouches over here. You always got to have pouches. Okay, and at this point, this is looking not bad. Um, so what I'm gonna do is, oh yeah, the hat. Let's see. Do we want the hat? The hat might be a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think I like this. Boom. I like the flat top, but it's bent like a witch hat or a wizard hat. Um, yeah, we'll see how I feel about this. Oh man, I just remembered. Is this like the Four Non Blondes hat? Not exactly. That's more of just a top hat. Okay. Um, so yeah, that'll work. Let me erase some of this older stuff here. Don't need any of that. All right, so that's working if you ask me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put all of this in a folder, blue line it, blow it up. Let's see. Is that big enough? Let me go all the way to double. We'll do this kind of full size. All right. Now I'm going to start with a proper border. Let's make that 20. Okay, that'll work. You know, at this point you might typically crop the image to the size that it's ultimately going to be, but I like to kind of have this scratch area around the outside. So I'll wait until later to do that. Delete that mask. Okay. So here we go on the penciling. I'll go ahead and get this get this building out of the way. Finding it surprisingly difficult to finish my sentences sometimes here. Let's see, is this on like a stone foundation? Probably. This is kind of my standard medieval or pseudo-medieval wooden building here. I feel like when you do comics, it's good to have standard kind of stock things, stock kind of designs and whatnot. Let me see if this is all lining up. You know, it's not good to over rely on them, but I think, you know, this is cartooning. This is not, you know, supposed to be super realistic. There's value in having kind of stereotyped objects and designs. So yeah, this is kind of my standard window. You know, maybe I should. Yeah, this is a little wonky. I'm actually going to use a perspective layer here. I tried to avoid it. I kind of have this ideal of like being able to just do perspective freehand, and I can kind of do it to a certain extent, but I don't know. It's good to use the tools that you have. This can get a little like sterile looking if you use it too kind of slavishly. But what I'll do is I will use this for the pencils to get it like basically right, and then I'll probably ink it freehand, because you don't want these like rigid ruled lines. You know, for some things you might. If I was drawing a space station or something, I probably would. But this is like a rustic, you know, fantasy kind of, you know, porch of a tavern or something. And so you're going to get some like wibbly wobbliness in the wood and that kind of stuff. You know, you want a little bit of variation there. Okay. Is that, do I like that? Is that too, you know, that's actually too close. It's converging. There it is. That's the word I was looking for earlier, is converging, when I was talking about having more perspective. Oh, excuse me one moment. Okay, we're back. All right, so let's see, where was I? I was I was dealing with this perspective. I feel like it needs to be a little longer because I don't like so much convergence here. That looks about right. How about here? Yeah, this works. Um, so I guess this is actually kind of giving the impression of like looking from far away rather than looking up close. But I think it works. I'm going to keep going with it. Okay, so let me just rough out these basic lines here, just to kind of get everything sorted before I go in with the freehand lines. Make sure this is all make sure this is all basically in perspective. Let's see. Yeah, that ought to do it. Do I want to have the edge of the building there? Yeah, I'm going to have the edge of the building there. That's going to just give us a little more interest. Maybe I'll put like a path coming around the edge there, or like a little like a hedge or something. Okay, so we got this. I'm going to go ahead. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock that back a little bit, opacity wise, and then I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. I'm going to go in here. I think I want a slightly thicker pencil. I feel like my pencil might have gotten set to a skinnier setting. Okay, and let this get a little bit of variation in it. And we'll introduce more of that in the inks. Okay. Oops. All right, there we go. Probably have something inside too. Maybe if we want this to look like it's inside of a tavern, let's see, the back wall will be there. So maybe there would be like a table in there. We would see the legs of that table. But I'll leave that. That'll probably just be suggested. It'll be kind of like obscured by the window a little bit. All right. Whoops, I'm back on that other layer. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's get these lines roughed in here. And then I'm going to knock this back a little with the airbrush. For this post, I feel like this is a thing, right? Posts with like a little side bits kind of wedged in there. I don't know. I think it works. Okay. Get this post kind of a little bit of wood grain to it. Trying to do like a knot. I never really do those, but it works. It adds a lot. Okay. A little bit of wood grain. Probably like an edging piece, like so. This will actually have a little bit of a top there, and then we'll indicate that stone by its by putting some kind of like pockmark texture there. Grass in front of it. This is like those grass lines I was showing earlier. Just kind of sprinkle them around. Try to avoid too much repetition or too much regularity. You want to have some areas that are kind of tight with detail and some areas where there's more open space. Let's see, let's get these planks here. That ought to do. A little bit of wood grain. And this is all, I treat penciling as very much just a blueprint for the inks. A little nail or a dowel or whatever right there. You know, I never try to be too specific in the pencils. The inks are where it all really, you know, where the rubber hits the road, so to speak. And you know, you're going to kind of find a lot of the image in the inking phase. So just the pencils are just to get me there, just to give me something to hold on to as I ink. And a lot of the real drawing will come in the inking. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine all of these penciled bits to one layer and move on to the figure. Alright, so let's start with her face. Let me take another look at my reference here. Alright, so that nose is kind of, I feel like, her most distinctive feature probably. So let's get that right away. Her eyes, I don't know if she's going to be looking at you or you know, give her a little bit of like bags under her eyes. Just kind of a dopey smile. She looks like she's having a good time. She's not too far gone yet, but maybe getting there. Okay. Now I don't want, from where the hat is situated right now from the initial sketch, it runs into this little top edge of the foundation here, so I'm actually going to kind of cheat it up a little bit. Nice, just nice S-curve for that hat. Okay. Give this a big old buckle. Let's see, go the other way, because otherwise go the other way with this belt flap here, because otherwise it kind of gets lost on the edge here. All right. And maybe like some stitching. Maybe put the stitching on the other side. Cool. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of nail down the body. Is she a little too long in this area? Maybe. Whoops. So I'm going to bring her legs up a little bit, and then this belt too. Our wine bottle got bisected there. I'll bring that over here. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to kind of figure out, like, nail down the actual anatomy here before I go into like committing with the armor and whatnot. And I'm just going to kind of sketch this stuff in loosely, and we will kind of come back and deal with it. That arm I feel is also perhaps a bit long. I like having these little pauldrons that kind of stick out. They add a little interest to what is otherwise a pretty they add a bit to the silhouette. Like otherwise there's not that much going on with the silhouette of this design. She's coming out a little skinny here, so I'm going to have to pay attention to that. I don't want her looking all anorexic by any stretch. Okay. So I think we're going to leave the armor. I know here I gave her, it looks like she has armor kind of all down the arms. I think I'm going to like limit that to some forearm guards. I want to say bracers or vambraces or something like that. And let this, she has this chest armor. Let's see. Do I like this design? What did I do there? Alright, so now here's where not really knowing my design is going to bite me. Let me make sure I got this. Let me make sure I got this collarbone kind of situated. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and really kind of deal with the anatomy here so that I can design over it. Okay, I don't think I like this non-bifurcated design here. I think that kind of that's kind of weird on like the chest. Well, I don't know though. I guess I don't know. Maybe broaden it out. And I think in this other design I had these kind of clips here, clipping this thing down. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this is like leather armor, so I don't know if you would call those clips or like maybe they're just like fat leather stitches. Well, something like that'll work. Maybe I can put like some edging on this, like a little border. All right, that's good enough. Okay, we'll move on to the pants. She doesn't really have armor down here. Maybe there would be some little bit of like something on the hip. That would kind of echo the pauldrons up here. I think I'll have some little like hip flaps up here. But yeah, I got that belt, another little buckle. And this will be kind of dragging in the grass, so we'll put some grass bits around it. Simple hilt. Okay, yeah, we're coming along here. Delete some of this extra junk here. Pants. And then I feel like one of the major, kind of her main element of flair is these boots. Some kind of cool like pirate boots. In the original drawing here, I made the bottoms, the soles and toes and whatnot, like pretty sensible. But I think I'm going to really kind of like bone it out and make them like real. I like to draw these real like pointy pirate boots. Got this little metal plate over the top there. I don't know if that's something that's on any like real boots, but that's one of those things that's just like a cartooning shorthand kind of. Let's see, does that look right? Yeah, that looks about right. A little bit of like folding here, and then the big like flared, folded over. I think they call these Buccaneer boots. Okay, so that works. I'm going to get that. Let's see, I'm going to combine these, and then I'm going to get that out of my way a bit. I do this a lot, like when I need to draw over something, I just blue line it real quick so it's not kind of getting visually confused with the other thing. Alright, so then here we go. There's the heel. Is that right? I think that's about right. This does need to kind of angle up a bit more. And then one problem is that my new boot is on a lower layer than my old boot, so it's getting overshadowed. Let's see. How does that look? This other boot is maybe a little big. Whoops. Okay, well, I think that works. And now I gotta do the what is that? Collar? It's not a collar. You know, the folded over bit. Okay, I think that looks right. But again, you know, the pencils are just to kind of hold us over to the inks, you know, and then we'll see what's really up. Okay, she's got, let's see, the hands are working. Let me knock out some of this business behind the belt. All right, so now I'm going to put in the cloak. So we're going to start with like a little like fastener here. I'm going to make that a little brooch or something. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'm just going to put like a circle for a little placeholder here, kind of, and start drawing in the hood and the cloak. Let's see. She's kind of leaning back, but I guess with the perspective, the cloak is not gonna. See, it's gonna drape back a little like this. And then, like I said earlier, I'm going to have it kind of pile up. And then on this end, it's going to really be kind of, it's going to like hang off of this pauldron and kind of go back behind her other arm there. All right. Coming along, coming along. What's next? Let's see. What do I want to do for this? I think maybe like a crow head. Like, she seems like someone that maybe is distracted by shiny objects. Or maybe like a crow, just kind of like a crow in general. I'm not sure what works better. For right now, I'm gonna make a crow head. It's just gonna be a little, maybe have like some stylized feathers here, just like a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll see how I feel about that when I come back to it. We can do this and like make this like a stylized thing. Cool. Okay, what do we got left here? Aside from maybe cleaning a little of this up, which I probably won't do, because that's what inking is for, we got to finish the hair, we got to finish this wine bottle, and let's see, I'm going to go ahead right now and put a little like hedge here. This is just going to be some basic foliage scribbles. That works. Okay, let's get this wine bottle here. I'm going to use the perspective lines just more as a guide than anything. It's a little wide. I guess, you know, we don't know exactly how wine bottles are shaped in this world, but we do want it to read correctly. Okay. A little bit of shiny business. Put a label on there. Let's see. Just, I'm not going to come up with a name or anything, but we'll just put some basic like wine bottle squiggles and crests and whatnot. This got pretty big. I'm going to shrink that down a little, make it look a little taller. And then got to have some like dripping down and like maybe in a little bit of a puddle dripping off. Alright, there we go. There's that. Excuse me. Okay, well, I guess now it's just get this cloak finished up. Let me kind of trace this line through here. I don't always do that, but it's good to, it's good to kind of treat it as if it is some kind of physical object. Kind of track the twists and turns. I'm not going to do it real accurately, but it helps a bit to kind of think of it as a solid object. And that's another thing that I'll get way more specific with when it comes to the inking. Inking's where you got to make all the real decisions. Like, I mean, everything's a decision. Your composition is an important decision. Your proportions, all of that stuff. But everything can stay pretty loosey-goosey until you get to inks, and that's just, it's cold black and white. There's no fudging anything. Okay, so let me take another look at my reference here. Okay, so it looks like she likes to wear her hair swept back behind her ear on that side. At least she did there. So I'm going to have that come down here. And then the other side is just going to, let's knock all this stuff back so I don't confuse myself too much. In fact, let's just knock all of this back. That's gone. Alright, and that hair, little stringy, little scraggly. Yep. Oop, one moment. Gotta let the cat in again. Alright, let's see. Now I'm thinking, it seems like there's a lot of space in the top of the composition here. So I'm either going to want to move this, that's probably what I'll do. Yeah, I'll move this frame down, put my little mark down here. And let me yeah, well, I think that'll about do it for now. I'll be back next time. We'll do the inking, and let me just get a little bit of this grass stuff. There's going to be, I left this pretty vague. Grass. Going to want to have a little bit of a shadow under there, and she's going to cast a bit of a shadow here and maybe on the grass, but that's all stuff we'll mostly deal with in the inks. So let's see. There we are. Our I can't leave well enough alone. There is our more or less finished pencils. We'll be back with the inks next time. Thank you very much for visiting my brand new channel and watching my videos. Hey, I'm on YouTube now, so like and subscribe. You can find me on Instagram at Brandon Palace and on Twitter at Brandon Palace. Don't post too terribly often there. Yeah, follow me where you can and subscribe to my channel and like this video, and thank you for watching. See you next time.